Hey there, dreamers. Today, I've got a question for the guys. Does your day ever start out with your wife saying something like,
Hey babe, I've been thinking about something.
translation, what that really means is I gotta fix something, I gotta build something, I gotta work on some probably personal development on myself, something I can improve on. Today, it means I've gotta build something. As many of you know, we homeschool and I work from home, and Mandy said, hey, I wanna improve the homeschool room. So, she told me what she wanted to do, and we made a quick plan, and that's what we're gonna do. So I think it makes sense to probably first show you what the homeschool room, what the current situation is like, right? So there you have it. That's our starting point. The good news is it should only take 3 steps to fix this room right up. Actually, it's probably like 12 steps. So we're going to be 4 projects broken down into 3 steps each. First thing we need to do is to actually build. We're going to do kind of on this back wall here and the one behind me. We're going to actually do a high chair row with the top cap, some styles, kind of like a board and bat type thing. That's actually gonna go on this wall. We'll at least get the chair row on the top cap. Doesn't make sense to put any kind of style on like such narrow, like 1 foot, foot and a half type walls. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna paint that some color of Mandy's choosing. We're gonna put wallpaper up on the top portion above the trim work. And then I'm gonna have to totally redo. I made these, I didn't buy these. I actually welded and made these things. I need to do some new ones because now, if we're coming up to here, they can't be there, like I gotta actually hang them coming down and then out and then hook back up. So an L shape in the opposite direction. So rebuild those, but those will get installed after wallpaper. I made this chalkboard a while ago. It's just plywood, some trim, and chalkboard paint. It's actually worked out really well. It's just mounted a little bit higher. My wife's 5'3" on a good day. Hi. And she can't reach like a top couple of feet. So we're gonna drop that down, put a new cleat in, and it should work out great. So how are we gonna do this project? Step 1, we gotta take some measurements. So the first thing I'm making note of here is that as we bring the trim around from this wall over here, I don't want wherever it ends to be, either it's gotta be like so different that it's okay, but I don't want to end like just like a couple inches above or a couple inches below. Like it either needs to be like straight across, which is actually what I'm leaning towards, or you need to like have it be more dramatic. But I think what we'll do is we'll measure at the windowsill height, kind of the different materials down. And yeah, we're just trying to get some rough measurements to understand how much material. We need to kind of roughly think about the spacing, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, probably about 7 styles there, which means 7 styles over there, none in between. We'll just get some rough measurements here.
2 hours later.
All right, I'm back, and yes, that is a ping pong table in our formal room. All right, so got the materials. Basically just 3 things that we had to buy. Actually couldn't get it all at Lowe's or Home Depot, but combined together, they had what we needed. So again, the baseboards, which are about 7 inches, maybe a little higher than 7 inches, are already in, thankfully. We don't have to do that. But what we've got here is a chair rail that originally I planned on being 7 1/4. The material's tough to get, guys. And there's like a shortage of MDF right now. Not only is there a shortage, this all together. So we've got, okay, let me show you. We've got a chair rail. We've got our vertical styles, which again, I wanted to be about 3 1/4, 3 1/2. Had to go with 4 because it was what was available. And then this top cap here, right here will sit on top. So top cap, vertical styles, chair rail. That's what we got. All together, the 2 locations, we spent about $308, which is, dude, if I had done this project 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, that probably would have been like $100 in material. It is just outrageous. Woo, it's hot up here. Oh, I can't reveal too much. We're working up here. So this is our unfinished attic. I just recently started working on finishing. You guys ever start a project and then pause it because suddenly another one is like, oh, that's higher priority? That's what happened up here. I was doing some framing, wiring, getting stuff ready for electrical. Guys, sometimes you gotta hit pause. I'm really excited about this space. Gonna have future videos. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe so you can see this awesome build out of our attic. It was literally just a shell. Got it all framed up. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be real cool. So, but I'm gonna grab, see, you need a chalk line. I've got like all my tools out here. So chalk line, saw. First thing I'm gonna do is start with the most challenging wall because I do want the height all around to be at this level of this windowsill. So this is where I'm gonna begin. And I'm gonna start by cutting a piece of the chair rail and the top cap. And before putting them in, just, I've got a rough measurement of where it needs to be. It's about 53-ish, 52 3/4, somewhere in that ballpark. I'm just gonna get the width right here, which is for me, 5 and looks like 5/8, maybe a hair shy of that. I'm just gonna get the pieces, put them up to the wall, have help from Mandy to be able to eyeball it, make sure that feels right. Whatever we do on this one, we'll do there. We'll finish on the outsides of the window, but that will set our line coming out here for the wall all the way across. Over on that side, it'll set the line going across over there. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start real simple with about a 5-inch piece. Gonna go, I'm just roughing it right now. I'll get the exact mark. Good cut when it holds like that. Something along those lines.
Lovely.
And this one's a little closer. This one I have marked.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's gonna be so pretty.
All right, it is commitment time. And what I mean by that is it's time to nail the first piece into place. Let me get this. Okay, I think that's good. Oh, thanks, buddy. Straight down, okay, in here. All right, first one in place. All right, took down the lower shelf, which is kind of intruding. The other one's fine for now. I'm gonna have to replace it. But just unscrewed these, not before measuring exactly where, because this took a while it's not quite centered, but it is, given the swing of the door. And I remember it took a while to feel good about where that was located. So I did measure how far off this wall, the stud we were hitting, as well as off that wall, so that later when we rehang these, probably a little bit higher coming down, they are in the exact right spot, because this is gonna get covered up by trim and by wallpaper, and we will not know where we're at. All right, chair rail goes in first. Just kind of, I haven't dry fitted this yet. Just set it up there for a second. Let's see. I want it to, there we go. Do that, it's recording, I think. Is it recording me? All right, I got a 6-year-old behind the camera, much better. We're gonna attack this guy again. Good.
Yeah, it was.
All right, that footage was awesome. I don't know how you get an iPhone out of focus, but she managed to do it. All right, got the first one up. Now the reason why I went from in between these two windows to not finishing that is, since it's an inside corner, I'm just gonna do a butt joint straight up to it instead of cutting 45s. If this was a protruding corner like we have over here, yeah, I'll 45 this, but not on the inside. And I just feel like with this being the focus wall, it was gonna look better with this ending into here versus ending this into this wall. So put this one up first. Now we're gonna get this piece in. We'll come over here, we'll get that piece in. It's gonna start looking good. Now, one thing I wanna point out is that this rail that overhangs, sorry, the top cap that kind of overhangs the rail by at least half of its material, if not a little bit more. A really long length like this could have the potential to tip forward over time just from the weight. And that is another reason why it's really good going this way, is because I get to hold this edge on both corners on this plank here. Whereas if this plank had been put in first along with the cap on top of it, we would have just had a lot of give. But this is nice to get the support on the ends. All right guys, I got a confession to make. I put these in first, measured the height, came over here, put a line, put this board up to that line. But then when I added this, which is a little over a ½ inch, about 5/8 thick, guess what? This was 5/8 of an inch higher than that, so I had to pull those off, re-put them in place at the right height. Now it's looking good. That is one of the many reasons why I don't use liquid nails. I don't think we're ever gonna pull this stuff off the wall, but if we did, the wall would be destroyed. It would have to be retextured. Whereas if we ever changed our minds about this, we could pull this off and fill some nail holes, and that's it, and it's fixed. In this situation, if I had liquid nails the whole back of that and then had to move it up almost an inch, down there would be just a bunch of nasty goop that would have already hardened for sure and just been a nightmare to clean up. So no liquid nails. All right guys, so here's what we did. We got the corner pieces in. I measured basically to the middle and put a middle line. This is 4 inches wide, this board. So then I just went 2 inches this way, 2 inches this way to kind of get our middle board. Then to make sure we wanted to do 7 instead of 6, I cut 4-inch pieces of paper. And again, just took the measurement between here and here, divided it by 3 to get my kind of equal thirds, and just drew some lines there on those points. Drew the paper in the middle, just so we can visually see a little bit what that would look like. Now, and that should be equal spacing. It kind of doesn't look like it on, I'm gonna have to double check everything. Kind of doesn't look like it on the video now I'm seeing it. We'll get it figured out, but I think I do like 7. All right guys, sun is setting, which means it's like 9 o'clock here in Utah. We got this first wall almost done. If you see below there, you just gotta match the styles, which won't be hard. Gotta do those real quick. And then we're on to the opposite wall. So thought we'd finish it all in one video. Sorry, you're gonna have to see the finished build in the next video, where we're gonna be prepping for painting it, getting it all looking totally different. But for now, pretty happy with the end result. Spacing is just perfect. 14 and 11/16 between each of those, if you're wondering. All right, until next time, keep dreaming. Bye. It's not
Dirty
still halfway done.
Okay. Can I open?
Yeah.
Are you serious? Jared! It looks amazing.
You like it?
Oh my gosh, so much. What do you think?
I love it.
It looks incredible.
It's good. I did a 45 here and the saw couldn't reach the distance. I had to like turn it. It was crazy.
We'll fill it in. Oh,
With
babe,
the-
it's so beautiful.
I wasn't gonna do any styles over here, but I think I'm gonna
Yeah.
do this corner.
Oh, that'll look
We'll
so
run that on a
nice.
table saw on a 45 because that feels right.
Because it feels right.
So I just have to meet
Oh
them underneath.
my gosh.
Underneath the braces, a couple of braces are gonna have to move or come
Oh,
off and then
okay,
go
okay.
back on or something.
Right.
And
We
then
need to
I tried
actually
getting
do
this
a
off with by myself.
It's such a beast.
Yeah, I don't even think it's the weight. Maybe it is the weight.
It's petty. and
But
it's
I was
awkward.
like, I was not moving at all. I think it's really settled into the cleat.
Mom.
Me too.
Bus,
Okay.
bus.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Show me part of this part of his book.
It looks really good with just one shelf of butter.
Uh-oh. Oh. Gotta plug it in. Haley's my helper.
Woo! Daddy! Woo! Good job!
Whoa, oh. Recording and working all by myself sucks.